What's up, Team Yap listeners? Welcome back to another exciting episode of Team Yap, the Pokémon podcast. I am your co-host, Chris Levelette.
And I am your other co-host, Emily Brewer, also known as Odd.
And I'm even, but I can't even. Today, we are going into something that we've been anticipating a little bit. I know Emily has been very excited.
I was so pumped for this.
Today, we are finally going to be getting into our third movie review. And I say finally, I'm pretty sure it was like what we had. So 11 was Halloween, 10 was Models, was 9 the second movie, or was 8?
It was 8 or 9. I'm not sure. I do have it in our notes, but I don't have my notes pulled up. I have them printed out.
So ultimately, it's not like that many episodes between, but still time-wise, it's
been a while.
Time-wise, it's been a minute.
Well, I've also been anticipating this for a long time because this historically, this movie historically has been my favorite Pokemon movie. So I was like anxiously awaiting our review of this because I was very curious if it was going to hold up to my memory, because with the second movie, that was historically Chris's favorite movie, and it was a little disappointing.
Ended up being pretty lackluster, and I mean, it's definitely not my favorite anymore, unfortunately. I mean, it still holds a special place in my heart for being a huge part of my childhood and being the predominant Pokemon movie for me. But as a movie, it's all right.
It's one of those things that nostalgia definitely like clouds judgment a little bit, because you remember the good things and you don't remember the bad things. And also when you're a child, you don't really think about movies the same way you do when you watch them as an adult. So
it's like I can be looking at a scene of like, oh, it looks like a climactic battle while people are like traveling across this frozen ocean, whatever. And it's like nothing's really happening. We're just moving from one place to another.
And I'll be honest, I was worried that was going to happen with this movie for me, because
I remembered hardly anything from this movie, really. And yeah, I was going in like, all right, potential another Pokemon 2000, except this one I don't remember, and then will be wishing not to. Not the case.
No. I
mean, I won't spoil anything, but I'll leave it at, I think, significant improvement.
I was very pleasantly surprised, because for me, I remember a lot about this movie.
Yeah.
And so I was worried that because I remembered a lot of it, it wasn't going to hit the same. But it did. It held up. And we will go into that more once we get into the actual review. But we've got some yapping to do before we can review the movie.
We do. We have some things to update on. We've got some stuff in the world of Pokemon Go. We've got a little bit of general Pokemon stuff. We've got a new app out in the world now.
TCG Pocket? Is that what it's called?
That's the one. Brand new TCG style. I believe definitely some art is inspired by cards. Like the Primeape, I know, is the original Primeape art. But mainly it's like its own unique like card effects and descriptions. It's like it's a separate thing to the physical TCG.
Right.
It's going to be its own game.
And it's different from the other trading card app.
Yes. Which I think right now it's TCG Live?
Something like that.
Which is the standard Pokemon TCG, and all the cards are the same as the physical ones. Like you have all the same sets and all that. This is its own thing. It's just on your phone. It's just got the one set in it right now, Genetic Apex. I mean, I guess if you're cool, I can go into it a little bit right now, just as we're...
Totally. I'm downloading it right now. I've been putting it off because I haven't had space on my phone, but I finally went through my my pictures and was able to delete some of those. So, because I needed to update Pokemon Go and I didn't have enough space to do that. So I hadn't had Chris had wanted me to download TCG Pocket a while ago. Cause what was it? Is there like a friend referral or something?
Yeah, there's like a friend referral, or there's a mission to register a friend.
That's it.
Friends.
So I'm just getting around to it now. So I will hopefully not have another addiction after this podcast ends, but we'll see.
Well, yeah, no, don't. Because, I mean, like, let's get into it.
Yeah.
To begin with, I mean, first impressions for me overall, and as I've been playing this game, because I've played it since it came out, like I pre-downloaded it.
Which has been a couple weeks now, or?
Yeah, it came out on like the 30th or the 31st October. So I've had it since then. I've been playing since then. I haven't really done PvP. There is a PvP.
Okay.
The card game basically works out as how we played it that the one time here on the podcast. That little condensed version where you only get 3 on the bench kind of works the same way. Not 100%, but it is that same like condensed style, more fast paced. And I've been having fun versus the AI, like, because there are 2 types of battles. There's the versus, you can just go online and play random players. There's then versus solo AI, which is like, there's 4 different levels. They go from like beginner, intermediate, advanced, expert. And they're all, of course, signified by the different Pokeballs. So like you got the regular one, you've got the Great Ball, Ultra Ball, Master Ball.
I see.
And then you have like 6 different decks you can play against in each of those. And of course, progressive difficulty. And it gets rough, and they will beat you down with those decks. Like, they are not screwing around. They also have insane draw power. And I swear they have cards at 2 perfect at a time. But anyway.
Even on the easier levels?
And not so much, no.
Okay.
But that's just because their decks are not.
Sure.
Their decks are nothing. And they don't have much. Like, when you get into the stuff where the decks start using EXs and all that, then it gets tough. But I mean, overall, I'm having a good time.
Cool.
And I mean, I'm free to play with any mobile, anything I do at all, really. But I'm not feeling the want to. I am feeling the want to be able to open it up and open a pack every time. Because you do get, per day, 2 free booster packs.
Okay. That's not enough.
But how it works, no, it's never enough. It's always fun just crack and open one. But you do get, like, in the beginning, you're going to get front-loaded a lot with, like, some hourglasses that'll help you. You use 1 per hour to increase the time. It's like, it does start a 12-hour timer, like, between packs. So, so it's not like you start the day and you get 2.
You have to wait.
You have to, it's 12 hours, you get a pack. 12 hours, you get another pack.
So if you wake up at 10 and you open a pack, then you have to wait until 10 p.m. to open another pack.
Yes.
That's lame.
It's pretty rough. And at the beginning, you do get a decent amount of stuff. Like, they will just give you a lot of stuff. You'll be leveling up quickly.
Yep.
Every time you level up, you get enough hourglasses to go straight to opening a pack. And then you, when you're going through the solo battles, playing against the AI, the first time you beat all of those duels, it'll give you a bunch of hourglasses. Some experience as well for leveling up.
Okay.
You don't get any more experience after you beat them the first time.
Oh, that blows. Then you have to play against real people to get experience.
Assume, like I said, I haven't actually done it yet.
Yeah. Why?
I just don't tend to like playing online against people. Like, I don't have that competitive kind of thing. And when I do get into spaces like that, it's not good for me.
Yeah.
So I just haven't tried it out yet. I've been kind of tempted to, just because of the event that's going on right now, because they've already started doing some events. They have a solo battle one and a PvP one.
Okay.
Which the solo one, I've already pretty much finished up what I need out of it. It's a special thing. They have a Lapras EX deck you can duel against.
Cool.
And Lapras EX isn't available in the current pack.
Interesting. All right.
So it's kind of a thing, like, you battle the deck and you have a chance of getting a promo pack afterwards.
That might have
one
it.
card. It's like all of them are new promo versions of cards.
I see.
Like, there's a Mankey that comes in it that actually helps you make a pretty cool deck, which I have since built. But I've gotten 2 Lapras EXs out of that. And I think it seems like it's 2 per card per deck.
Okay.
So, like, that Lapras EX that I have 2 of, that's all I need.
Gotcha.
I believe. I haven't tried putting in more than 2, but it seems like it's always like 2 out of 2.
Because it's like a reduced kind of playing style thing. Okay.
And there's only 20 cards in your deck.
Okay,
so, like,
that makes sense. Versus 60.
3 copies of 1 card would be a bit much. Yeah, versus 60.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that's been fun. Overall, pretty cool. Just, it does take time.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate problem with mobile games like that.
And then one more thing I will leave off with, though, is if you like start playing for a little while, you get a few of your first level ups in, you've had it for like a day. If you're not happy with your account, if you don't link it to anything, you can delete the app and re-roll.
So they haven't patched that yet.
As far as I know, it's still not like a thing.
I was wondering about that.
As far as I know, you can still totally like delete the app if you haven't linked up to any accounts and then just restart. I mean, you will have to, restart and sit there through that. And there are some like tutorials that it makes you completely sit through, like the battling and all that. You have to go through 6 kind of
that's annoying,
cumbersome tutorials.
But worth it if you get shitty cards and then you want
exactly. Like
ones.
I re-rolled specifically to make sure I got the Cubone card that's in the game.
And so you did.
I did. I got 2 of them.
Nice.
I pulled 2 of them within like the same 10 pull.
Cool.
Pretty sure. And opening packs in this game is so satisfying. Now, it is like, it does seem the data is saying that like your cards are determined as soon as you click open a pack.
Mm-hmm.
But there is this cool little animation that goes off. It like spawns in a carousel of packs. I think it's of like 10 packs, and you just spin them around and you pick one.
Oh, cool. See, like compared to the other trading card app where when you buy an actual pack of Pokemon cards, it comes with the promo card with the code. And then when you put it in and you open the packs on that, it like the screen like flashes for each thing. So it's like, it hurts my eyes.
Yeah.
Like you can't even like look at it. So I like the idea of this kind of like reworked, better system, cooler cards, exclusive art, interactive cards, like the Mewtwo breaking out and stuff.
Yeah, that's another thing is like, this game, for those that don't know, this, and when it was announced, they had said that there's going to be like immersive cards, that the art you can, like it plays this kind of video and it's really very cool and pretty. And there's a Mewtwo in the game that is breaking out of the laboratory he was born in.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I have that card. That's a really cool card.
Yeah, that's awesome. I saw that on TikTok. I've seen a couple people play a few like rounds on TikTok. So
I was trying to see if I might have a pack available, but I do not.
Oh, well, too bad I have to go through a bunch of tutorials. Otherwise,
you'll have to do all of that. But
well, cool. That's exciting. I've also said to Chris that I will not spend money on this app because it does sound like it's not worth it.
No.
To spend money because you do get 2 free packs a day.
And from what I hear, there is a new set coming to it before the end of 2024.
Okay, cool.
So keep an eye out for that.
Well, I'll have to dive into that and you'll hear more about it on the next podcast.
Yeah. But yeah, that is it from me on TCG Pocket.
I wonder if we could figure out how to like get like a dongle or something to hook our
like a capture card to our phones so that one of these days we battle on that.
Yeah, and then have that as part of the podcast. That'd be cool.
We're just piling up the
episode. Should do that. TCG.
The episodes need to do.
TCG Pocket capture card. And then I want to figure out how to get our game footage onto our systems. There's got to be a way, and somebody here will know how to do that. So, okay, cool. Well, what about Pokemon Go? Let's transition into that.
Yeah, Pokemon Go. We've had some fun stuff recently. Most recently was Mankey Day.
Oh, yeah. We've been looking forward to that for a while. I mean, I gave up my precious shiny Mankey to Chris.
Yes, and I deeply appreciate it. I still have, and I will never rename it.
Good. He kept it. I name all of my Pokemon that I catch at home the name of the road that I live on. And so that was my stipulation when I traded it to Chris. You cannot rename it, no matter how silly it is.
And I can prove it to you. It has not been renamed. And I have a bunch of other like Mankey and another Shiny Annihilate now and all that. So like they are.
That's perfect.
Like there's only ever going to be the one.
He's special.
One. I'm not saying the name.
He's special. I feel like I probably have said it at one point, but then I'm like, it is like such a unique road name. Like there's no other road named that in the country, I guarantee. For me, my mom was in town, so I didn't get to meet up with Chris and our other friends that we usually do community and event days with. But it ended up that my partner had homework to do and my mom didn't want to go anywhere. She wanted to watch a movie. So I went out by myself to the college down the street and I ended up with 19 shiny Mankeys for like not even trying, just walking around a couple of loops, like for probably about an hour and a half. So
I got 5.
Yeah. It's weird how my luck will vary on community days. Like sometimes I'll get 20.
Well, like there was that one time that you and I went walking around for Chansey Day. I got 16 and you got like 6.
Yeah, exactly. It varies. As long as I get enough to, as long as I get enough to have all of the evolutions, yep, I'm okay. But then once I do get enough to have all the evolutions, then I'm starting like, oh, I need more. So baseline.
That's what Pokemon Home is for.
Yeah. I actually should trade some stuff into Pokemon Home so that I can free up some more storage space.
Yeah. Put some stuff into your main games.
That's a good point. Actually, it's a really good point.
Do you have like a... If you have like a shiny Teddy Ursa or Ursa somewhere, you can get it into Legends.
Ooh.
Shiny Ursa Luna.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm saving a shiny Goomy to send to Legends still.
Nice. That's smart. Yeah, I should do that. Yeah, so that was a fun day. And they changed the stipulation to evolve Annihilate to be catching,
which was good,
30 fighting types or Mankeys.
Considering how like community days, function, it'd be with the evolving the Pokemon to have it learn a specific move. Although it turns out it's Mankey evolving into Primate.
Oh, to get the special move?
Rage Fist, yeah.
Oh.
So like...
That's really effing annoying.
I would see the like changing it for the sake of like, evolve Primeape into Annihilate to get Rage Fist. Like, how am I going to do that in a timely manner without having a buddy right there to...
Yeah.
But...
I guess I should like read the description next time.
Yeah. Or at least I didn't read it off of the description. I just saw that my Primate
had Rage Fist. Interesting. So. Okay. Well, I ended up making 2 Primates, my buddy, 1 shiny, 1 normal. Cause the best one that I got was like 15, 14, 15 or something like that. For the stats.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't know based on, but I do know I have a really good shiny Primate and regular Primate.
Nice.
Still, but of course I spaced out on the actual day and forgot to keep catching Mankey, and so I didn't get them the requirement, and then it reverts. Over, so.
Yeah. Yep, that's a bummer, but it's not impossible.
No.
And then right before that was the Halloween event, and also the Harvest Fest.
Yes, which just
ended
like,
a couple days ago.
Yeah.
I did not get my shiny Miltank.
I got a shiny Smoliv.
Yes! Oh, the black olive.
Yes. I've been debating whether I want to evolve it or not, but...
That one's a tough one because it's very cute with the black olive. It's very obvious with the Smoliv. I mean, it's obvious. It's cool as the other ones.
With the other two, but it's like...
But it's super obvious with the Smoliv.
Yeah.
So... yeah, I'm jealous of that, but I would have like... flipped a lid if you got a shiny Miltank and I didn't. So.
Oh, I know.
So don't worry. Chris is still alive because he didn't get one of those.
I put the anti-Miltank energy out there, so I wouldn't get. I actually did that for you.
I saw somebody on my friends list had it. Like, your last cat.
Did you just assume it was me at first?
No, okay. I was just so fucking jealous though. I was like, are you kidding me? And why is that the last Pokemon you caught, you rat bastard?
Just for you.
Exactly. So, I actually didn't. Oh, I was going to say I didn't get any shinies during that event. That's I did. I got a shiny Oddish and I got a shiny Execute. Of which I already have many shiny Oddishes and several shiny, how do you say it? Executes. So that was anticlimactic, but I did luck out pretty well with the Halloween event.
Oh, yeah, you did.
I ended up with shiny costume Rowlet.
Which I'm very jealous of.
And I've decided it's staying as a Rowlet. It looks better and it looks best as the Rowlet because I looked up...
Dapper dude.
Yeah, he's so cute. I looked up the other forms and with the costume, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, no, I don't think I could have done it either. I mean, like I never got a shiny costume Rowlet or Froakie, but I caught a Froakie and evolved it all the way. And it's like, wow, I love Greninja. This looks dumb.
Yeah.
Because the hat is just like, for one, it's just the hat. And it's chilling on top of one of his eyes.
I know. The costumes are often better on the base forms.
Always.
Anyways, so.
Okay. Like, that's why they don't evolve them, because, like, they just don't. Well, because also I'm trying to think now, too, and, like, a Venusaur with a party hat, that would probably look not so great. Just because it'd be this tiny little...
I think that would be kind of epic.
Now she wants a Venusaur with a party hat.
What else did I get? I have to check. I got a shiny Piplup with a hat. I got another shiny Pumpkaboo with a costume.
Oh, that's right. And I got a regular shiny Pumpkaboo.
During the Harvest Fest.
Yep.
And then I finally got a shiny Zorua. That was my...
don't know if you told me about that one.
Yeah, I think I did. I got that at the house. I
okay, yep.
Finally, like literally during that event, my priority was clicking on the Zoruas. And at the time, my buddy was a shiny Spinda. So like,
yeah, so pretty.
I was also like triggered when the event ended. Anytime I had my buddy out on the map, I'm like clicking on it and I'm like, wait a minute, that's not what this is anymore. And then I randomly got a shiny Lugia. Why am I having problems today with names?
Did you get that just yesterday?
No, this was, remember I told you I did a raid to get an excellent throw for a research task?
Yes, that's right. Yes, no, you told me about this.
So I did a legendary remote raid just so it'd be easier to get.
I just thought it was funny because we had just done the Lugia yesterday. And
no, mine was shitty.
One and didn't say anything.
Nah, mine was shitty yesterday. So.
Yeah, Halloween 2024 for me was just, I think it was really just, I got a shiny costume Pikachu.
Ah, yes, that's fun.
Yeah, that was
witch hat.
Yep.
I have a shiny.
Oh, it was the witch hat.
Yeah.
You said witch.
Oh yeah, so witch hat.
Witch hat. The witch hat.
I have one from 2018. That is precious to me because that was one of my first shinies. My very first shiny is. What happened?
Oh, I was just remembering something I didn't mention.
My very first shiny was a Chikorita. So, which I will not evolve, but yeah. And then Witch Hat Pikachu was my second.
Nice.
What did you remember?
Just speaking of shinies and some good luck and all that, you know, I was just hanging out on my way into work one day. And I didn't know that the lake trio can just show up in the wild.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that it's one of the rarest encounters to get randomly in the wild.
Yep.
And so, much to my surprise, when I'm on my way into work and I click on something that I didn't quite fully see what it was, I couldn't tell what it was, I just knew it was moving and it's something on the map. I couldn't tell that it was an Azelf until I, got into the fight and saw a shiny Azelf on my screen.
That's crazy, bro. I wonder if did you look this up? Are shiny odds boosted for those, or is that like?
I don't think so.
1 in 512. That's crazy.
I don't know off the top of my head. I don't think so.
That's still it is like so extremely rare for those to spawn when there's not an event.
Yeah.
Specifically where they're spawning. So that's awesome.
Yeah. No,
and the fact that it was shiny, that's super cool.
I've never seen them outside of like the Go tour, whatever, the Sinnoh tour.
Yep. And raids.
And raids and like research.
Yep.
That's been it. And then.
No, that's epic, bro. And you didn't have one yet, did you? A shiny Azelf?
No.
Yeah, so that's epic.
I have a shiny Uxie thanks to one of our friends.
I'm jealous of that. She had like 3 of those.
Yep, just casually.
I have a shiny Azelf, and that's it. But that was from the Sinnoh tour, and that was one of the ones in the wild, so. That was a cool score.
That was pretty much my last main thing before
the movie review?
Before the movie.
Okay. Well, this is good timing. We've got about an hour here.
Oh boy.
So let's transition. Let's jump right in.
Let's jump right into Pokémon 3.
So Pokémon the third movie is also titled Spell of the Unown. And it is a really good movie.
It's really good.
And I was, like we were mentioning earlier, I was a little nervous because I didn't know if it was going to like hold up in real life as it was in my memory. But I love Entei and I love a talking Entei.
Yes.
I love talking Pokemon in general.
Even first half of the movie, most of his line was just, if it is what you wish.
I'm Papa.
I'm Papa. I love, sorry, I just got to say also, Entei, / Spencer Hale is his name, Papa, which it's like it's Papa, and then way later, like, or no, not halfway through the movie. It's after. It's a little while after, but it's a little while in when we finally actually get his name, Spencer Hale.
Right.
But Entei, Spencer Hale, same voice actor for Yami Yugi and Yu-Gi-Oh! Dan Green. I just had to point that out because I love that.
Oh, cool. So the person that voices Entei is the person that voices the human form of the dad?
Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
Same voice actor.
I didn't realize that. I was about to say amazing voice acting.
Yeah. They put a filter on his voice too, so I get it.
But it's good. It fits and it sounds good. Let's see. So I don't know how you took notes, but I took notes how we've done it the past couple of movies with kind of like categories. So score, animation, story, favorite scenes, things we forgot about. Is it better as a movie or a TV show? And is it a good Pokemon movie?
I think I just want to touch on those last couple really quickly.
Yeah.
Right to begin with. First of all, movie, yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I will say, though.
I could see it.
I did make a note that, it definitely makes more sense as a movie to me. But I thought it would be really cool if they broke it down into almost like a mini series.
That's what I was just about to say.
Because I want to know more about the lore and like behind the unknown. Like, why are they there? Why does it do that? Like, things. Exactly. Like, tell me about that. Give it to me. And then so let's say the basic, there's something that I want to say now, but I have to say the basic premise of the movie before I mention it.
Yep.
So essentially what happens is you have a little girl and her dad her dad is a professor that studies legendary Pokemon, and her mom is missing. Her mom disappeared. We don't know what happened to the mom. Yep. She's just gone. And
yeah, because they don't say right away the mom's deal.
Right. But they don't actually ever say.
Well, they kind of, because they do mention that she was initially researching the unknown.
Oh, I missed that.
Yep.
So
because there was something at some point when we're cut back to the Pokemon Center with Professor Oak and all of them, they do mention like Spencer forwarding all of his wife's research.
I missed that. Okay. That answers a couple of questions for me, but still doesn't button up the end for me. This is work. Oh,
sorry. I just want to ask, did you watch through the entire credits?
I did watch the credits.
Okay.
The thing is, the mom appears.
Yep.
First of all, let me just say this.
Spoilers.
You already know if you're listening to one of our movie reviews, you're going to get spoiled.
We go all over.
The end credits were beautiful.
Yes.
Like, so well animated. My partner made a comment. The song was amazing. Like, so perfect. The animation was beautiful. My partner made a comment and was like, the end credits are better animated than the movie.
They are.
And it's like really sweet. Like, the end credits are great. And then, like I have here, it's beautiful. It's a perfect song to know the unknown. And then I said, I'm so glad we see a reunion between Papa and Molly. But then we see a reunion between the mother and Molly.
Yep. Whole family.
But here's the thing. What you just said about the mother researching the unknown, now that clarifies some things for me. That's why she was gone. Once the whole thing is over, once they figure out the thing with the unknown, everything goes away. We're working backwards here.
All good.
The father comes back.
Yep.
But we don't see like the mother come back. Does she get spit out later or something? Like, what happens?
We see him get spat out in the ruin that he was researching in at the beginning of the movie. And then we do not. Yeah, we see him early on in the movie. He gets yoinked into the unknown dimension, and then at the very end of the movie, he's spat back out once the unknown go home.
Yeah,
but we don't see.
We don't see the mother
there.
So it's just an interesting little like plot hole to me.
The only like anything I could give it is just researching at a different ruin.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good point.
Vanished. That's about.
Let's give them the benefit of the doubt here. Okay, so working back to the beginning, the reason why the father disappears is because he is researching the unknown, and they're in him and his research partner are in a tomb together, and or ruins.
Yep.
And they see how exactly does that happen? Like
I actually don't remember.
Like an unknown just like pops out, or he's got these like little like tiles that have the unknown.
Yes, and then one does just pop out and start floating around, and then let's just say it right now. The Unown are 100% CG in this movie.
Yes. And I'll be honest with you, I have it written down. I liked it.
I don't hate how they look. I think they're all right.
I thought it was cool. The difference between the animation of the rest of the movie, of the rest of the characters, and the Unown.
I think they still fit in fine.
It fits in fine, but it kind of like enhances that like weird,
like they're so
magical,
different. They are otherworldly, like
other reality.
I get you.
Yeah.
Like
versus,
I mean, already them like I have to add in this line because like already with the imagery of them in the book. Mm-hmm. And then like seeing them clump up into that massive ball moving around, I was like biblically accurate Unown.
Yeah. Yes. So I like that. I think if they were in the same style, it would be harder for me to believe that the Unown shape different realities and create different realities. And because I'm like, well, you look like this other guy, you look like this other Pokemon. Like, so I actually really liked that stylistic choice. So yeah, he's researching the Unown, and then he gets sucked into a portal.
Yep.
And he's gone. And something else I should mention is as soon as the movie started, immediate chills. I had immediate chills. I was like, my body remembers this movie. I am so into this.
Ready.
I am so ready. And there are just several scenes throughout the movie where I had that reaction. And it's like the father disappearing was one of those, because it's like, this is so quintessential to the story of this movie, because what happens is, the research partner returns without Spencer,
brings back the tiles in this big like relic box.
And then news gets broken to Molly, the little girl, that her father's gone.
And we don't like it's kind of I don't know. I almost feel like the shift is a little jarring just because we don't get any discussion. We only get she runs into the room, the butler stands up and is like, I should tell her, and then we cut.
Yeah.
And we go straight to Molly is now by herself in that room, opening up the computer and playing around with the like I have I almost wrote down, because of Dan Green voicing Papa, I was almost saying kid messing with ancient puzzle, but it's not really a puzzle. It's more like ancient Scrabble.
Yeah.
Kid messing with ancient runes. What could go wrong?
And it all does.
It all does go wrong when she writes Papa and Mama. Right? She just wrote.
I think so.
Or did she write Papa, Molly, and Mama?
I can't remember. I definitely remember her writing Papa. I don't remember what else she wrote. Yeah.
But she takes.
And she like cries on it.
And she cries on. She like forms them out in like a Scrabble positioning too, even like spelling the words off of each other, and then cries on it, and they glow.
And then all of a sudden,
the Unown awaken.
They awaken, and they're there, and then they start building a dream world for her. The castle starts turning into crystal.
The crystal starts to castle.
Indeed it does.
And then, the entire place gets like this really kind of cool, I mean, I don't know how I feel about it all the time. It's like, sometimes it's like, I think it's fine going across the ground, but then the way everything shifts when it's like going up over things and how they just kind of morph and I don't know how I feel about that.
I agree with you. Like when it's spreading out, it's cool. Spreading up is not as cool.
Especially when it's like the stuff that's not the mass spreading, but the like later on in the movie, we have individual things starting to form, and like when Entei runs across the ground after he leaves the boundary of the crystal, like when he's going to kidnap Delia.
Yeah.
I didn't want to just say that because that's fine. A little bit further in.
We've already done that. We've already done it.
We talked about the end of the movie. It's fine. But like all of that, it looks really good.
Yeah. I also like the score that plays, the song that plays whenever the crystal advances. It's like dun 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 dun.
I didn't retain much of apart from like the fight scenes later on. I didn't retain much of the score. Not that it was bad by any means. It's just like
anytime.
That's just how my notes.
Anytime the crystal advanced, that little like riff would play. I
feel like I can hear it now though.
It's good. I like it a lot. And
that crystal spreading and taking over everything transitions into title card.
Title card, which, what did I say for that?
Which, because what is it? It comes through Pokemon 3, the movie, and then later we get the in all crystal, like building out the spell.
I just fucking love the title cards. They're so good.
They like put all the budget for these movies into the title card.
And like, it's just like so 90s, so 2000s.
Exactly. With the Pokemon, like that version of the Pokemon theme, just blaring.
It's so good. And then
brings you right into it.
And then we get to the classic Ash battling somebody scene, which Chris loves.
The narrator. We cut in and we start with the narrator immediately saying, as they travel into unknown territory. Subtle.
Oh, I didn't catch that. Unknown territory.
That's like the second line that he says.
That's so funny.
And along with the gang, as you said, Brock is back.
Brock is back.
Because last movie, Tracy was around filling that role, and he had 2 lines.
Yep.
Brock has a few more.
Yes.
Brock is significantly more of a character this time.
And he also flirts with a woman that is a 5-year-old girl in a woman's body.
He doesn't lay it on how he normally does.
No, he does not. Like, it's a little more subtle.
What he says to her is more like, I mean, it's still not great. But what he says to her, it is almost more endearing.
Sure.
I said almost.
I just, because it was Brock and because we know Brock and we know how Brock is, I couldn't see anything else. But we're getting ahead of ourselves here.
He did do the full act, early on, right after the battle with Lisa, or no, right before the battle with Lisa. He's like, because what was it? Lisa, this woman comes up with her Apom. We are officially in Generation 2.
Yep.
Apom was one of my favorite. One of those Pokemon that at a time was my favorite.
Hell yeah.
I've gone through a few, and Apom was one. So we're introduced to this woman, Lisa, who, of course, we have to begin every movie with a battle opening credit sequence kind of thing. And so we get to see Ash's whole team go in a little, and each little fight is only about 1 or 2 attacks, and then the other one's out. But we've got a whole new lineup, almost whole new lineup from Ash. And we start off with Totodile versus Granbull. I adore Totodile so much. I just love that he's always on 100%.
He's very cute in this movie. There's a scene where one of his moves is instrumental in getting them into the castle.
And he's just doing a little dance afterwards.
Yeah, it's so, I made a note of that. He's so cute.
You got Totodile versus Granbull. Then we go right into Chikorita versus Girafarig. Didn't see much of the personality from Ash's new Pokemon. Like Chikorita helped later on in the movie, helping them get into the castle and all that. But I wanted to make special note of Chikorita because it's basically in love with Ash.
Oh.
If you do you remember?
In the series?
Pretty much, yeah.
I don't remember that.
The way that it shows affection to it, it's
interesting.
Always clung right to him, and yeah.
That's cute.
Chikorita versus Girafarig, and then we get shiny Noctowl.
I was wondering if it was shiny or not.
I don't know if you noticed, but there were actual sparkles when it came out.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Like I said to Chris, I was making some dinner when this scene was happening, so
That's right.
I probably missed that. But when
Noctowl shows up later, but I don't think it's
when
sparkles.
Noctowl shows up later, I saw the coloring and I was like, this is different.
Yes.
This is not a normal color.
Yep, that is
but I
Ash's
missed the
shiny
sparkles.
Noctowl.
That's cool.
I think it was, I forget what exactly the episode was. It was like a catching contest, something or other. Back, I don't know. Maybe this is leading into Chris and Emily rewatch the Pokemon anime.
Yeah, this movie did make me think. Anytime we watch these movies, I think about it a little bit because it's the concept of Pokemon is so cool, but then also just seeing the Pokemon have personalities, like you say, and dance around or be cute. That's what the whole anime is all about. It's about these cute little guys.
That's the big fun about with Pokemon Tabletop and me and my friends, because it's just Pokemon D&D. So,
yeah.
our Pokemon get to act out too, or we get to, act out their personalities and stuff like that. And we do. It's a good time. Given that's all inspired from the anime.
Sure.
They always. But yeah, so shiny Noctowl versus Aipom. And then we got Bulbasaur is still kicking around versus Lisa's Butterfree. And then we have Cyndaquil versus Mankey.
Hell yeah.
Mankey gets absolutely incinerated, and it's kind of hilarious. Like, just watching him stand there. Cyndaquil lets out the flamethrower, and he's just just getting barbecued. And we finish off with, of course, she sends out Quagsire as her last Pokemon, and we have to watch Ash put in Pikachu. And I
took a note of that because that was cute. I liked that scene. It was funny. They headbutt each other.
Yep. The way the fight ends. It was a very cute battle scene that I missed most of writing notes.
Yeah, I liked it.
And then with that, Gen 2 is here.
It wouldn't be a Pokemon movie without something like that.
No.
They have to do it. I would like to say there are a few things that I forgot to mention about the beginning of the movie that were part of my favorite scenes section.
Oh, yeah.
And then also just the story. So one of the things is Molly kind of comes across as a little like whiny and like upset and like, all this stuff. And I made a note that the thing about Pokemon is it's important to remember that characters often seem and act and look older than they actually are. Mm-hmm. Because Ash is 10 years old.
Yep.
He does not act like a 10-year-old.
No.
He does not look like a 10-year-old. Molly is probably supposed to be about like 5 years old.
Yeah.
She does not look like 5 years old. She acts like a 5-year-old, but because she doesn't look like a 5-year-old, you start to be like, why is this 10-year-old so whiny and like this and that? But it's like, no, she's very young.
5-year-old little girl and
that is now an orphan, technically an orphan. So it makes a lot of sense. But there is that kind of like twinge in the back of your mind where it's like, why is this like grown woman like acting like this? Or why is this grown man acting like this? And it was like, wait a minute. No, like Jesse and James are grown women and men.
they're Jesse and James in a special case.
But like, or like Ash's mom or Professor Oak. But then it's like you have like Brock is older than Ash and Misty are. But
and he's doing his shtick.
Yeah. Right. But like even Ash, the way he acts and talks, that's not a 10-year-old. No. That's maybe a 13, 14, 15-year-old. Like, so that was something that I needed to keep in mind. So I said a lot of her actions and reactions make sense. Like how she's, comes across as selfish and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. In one of the first scenes, her dad is talking to her and pretends to be Entei. And, yep. She gets on his back and he goes around the room pretending to be Entei, and it's super cute. You also see like something that I really like is all of her toys that are in her room.
Yes, I made a note of Molly's toys.
They're all Pokemon toys.
Yep, the Ponyta rocking horse, the Dawn fan slide, and then the little Fanpy and Teddy Ursa stuffies.
Yeah, and so it's like it's adorable, and it was also like I want to be a little kid in Pokemon universe. Yep. I want Pokemon toys.
I don't want Pokemon. I just want the Pokemon.
Yeah,
toys.
Exactly.
Give me that Dawn fan slide.
And so later on in the movie, Molly. We'll keep walking through it, but Molly battles Brock and Misty.
Yep.
And essentially what happens is the Unown creates this dream world for her and this alternate reality. And because it's created for her, whatever she wishes, whatever she wants, as Entei says, as you wish.
To the point that there is like a duplicate Molly that is aged up.
Yes.
And then aged down again.
Yes. But those are the ones that battle.
Yes.
And so in the first battle, it's Molly versus Brock, and then it's Misty versus Molly. And it's used as a diversion tactic so Ash can go and find his mother, who, as we mentioned, has been kidnapped by Entei. We haven't gotten that chronologically in the story.
Because Molly needs a mama.
Molly wants her mom. And how does that work? She's in a picture that Molly has.
It's so she sees Delia on TV with Ash.
Oh, on TV.
Yeah, because this news station is coming in to cover the whole thing with the Crystal Castle. And she just says, I want a mama too. Mm-hmm. Entei takes the initiative.
And runs out.
Finds does
Delia.
like the eye flash, hypnotize, whatever, like.
Makes Delia think that she is Molly's mother.
Yeah.
Takes her back to the castle.
By the way, the hypnosis thing.
Yeah.
Not a thing.
All right. Well, you know, plot holes.
Yep.
So back to that battle. The first battle that she has with Brock, her first Pokemon is a Flaffy. And
which did she have?
She didn't have as a toy.
Flaffy anything at all?
But if in the scene where her father gets an email.
Is it on the email screen? Like Mantine?
On the wallpaper.
Oh, wallpaper.
There's a little tiny Flaffy on the wallpaper of the computer.
I knew it was going to be stuff like that because, spoilers, in the battle with Misty, she has, I forget what she starts with, but I know.
Kingdra.
She starts with Kingdra. I was going to say, I know she has a Kingdra. She only used 2 Pokemon during that, right?
I think so.
Because I only have 2 in my notes.
I don't recall. I didn't take notes of that battle.
Because it like also jumped to Ash. Anyway, first of all, Misty, like Molly sent out a Kingdra, and then Misty actively sent out Goldeen. What are you doing?
Yeah.
But I don't know if Kingdra was depicted anywhere.
I didn't see Kingdra anywhere. Where was the man?
So in like as the email was being opened up, I believe it was like one of the tabs or something. But I know there was a Mantine on like that computer screen.
Okay.
Yep.
So the Flaffy was on the computer. The Mantine was on the computer. Her second Pokemon is Teddiursa, which she has a stuffed version of.
In the fight versus
with Brock. And then her third Pokemon in the fight with Brock is Phanpy, which she has a Donphan.
Onyx.
Yeah, it does. But she has a Donphan like rocking horse type thing or
and she had
slide.
And she had a little stuffy Phanpy. Like
I didn't see that.
It's back and like in between the Donphan and the Teddiursa, so it's hard to but
it's just very cute that like she has her toys and then she wants Pokemon that are her toys.
And then come full circle, when we get to the actual credits, she has a Teddiursa.
Yes, it's very sweet. It is ultimately a very sweet movie. So yeah, I wanted to mention that before we get back into where we were chronologically, which is after the battle. It was right after Ash's battle, and Lisa takes them to Greenfield.
Yes, she does. She takes them to Greenfield. They head the way, and then she's like, "Oh, just over this hill, you'll see Greenfield. It's so beautiful. Crystal Castle."
They're like, "Oh my fucking God, what happened?"
And then you have Team Rocket scoping out the area, like, yes, Greenfield, just as I expected. This beautiful greenery and flowers and a crystal wasteland and what?
Yeah. Team Rocket in this movie is funny because they don't really do anything.
They don't.
They're just like comic relief.
They don't serve as a threat throughout the entire thing, and I'm okay with that.
They're just kind of there in the background. They help a little bit towards the climax and like
Ash Ash is falling. And then
they all kind of form a chain.
Like, this is the first time we see Brock and Misty back after they stayed behind to battle Molly. But then we also see Team Rocket at the end of the chain.
Yep.
Like, yeah, we're here to help too. If because they make a joke like, well, I mean, if we didn't have you, we'd be out of show business.
Yeah. Okay. There's a very
lovely
very good line in here that I won't say yet, but James says it, and Jordan and I lost our shit.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Should I say it now? I don't know. I don't know where it was.
I didn't make a note because I didn't want to make a note of everything they said because I love them.
So I'll wait. Let's keep going chronologically.
Yes.
So the news people are in town, and so Professor Oak and Delia like see it on the news, and so they travel to Greenfield.
They see Ash on.
And they see Ash. They're like, we need to go. Ash.
No, it was their connection to Spencer.
Oh, Spencer calls him
because Oak, his partner. Either emailed him or called him, something like that.
Yes. So they go and try to help.
And they were like, oh, poor Spencer. He's been through so much already. And they were worried about Molly. So they came along. And then, because I remember they didn't see Ash on TV because they came through and Oak said, I didn't expect to see you here.
Yeah.
And Delia, it's almost like she's more excited to see Pikachu.
Pikachu.
Hey, Ash.
Hey, Mom.
Hey, honey.
Oh, hi, honey. Like, okay, girl.
Mom, of you two.
I made a note about that. That was funny. So they're hanging out, and that's when Entei comes and takes Delia. TV.
Yes, because I just have to say, because I Team Rocket, Buffett.
Team Rocket is, so I remember, I don't know if it was the last movie. Yeah, it was the last movie. Getting fed up with Team Rocket and wishing they weren't there. This movie, I actually liked them in it because they had some funny fucking lines. And so Ash and crew are trying to get into the castle to save Delia because she's been kidnapped by Entei.
Yep. She's been mom-napped.
Team Rocket makes their way into the castle because that's just what happens with Team Rocket.
Yeah, they're in their balloons scoping out. And I definitely have to comment on this one because of the joke that's made. They're in the balloons scoping it out. They see them, I'll just say going through the water right now. And they're like, oh, there must be some really rare Pokemon inside. Like, how long have you been chasing these kids down? Do you know what they're about at all?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, they do go on their way to try and infiltrate the castle themselves, going overhead. And then Entei pops out from the top. And they keep going, and Jesse's like, I'm sure it's probably harmless.
They get shot down.
Proceed to have their balloon obliterated by Entei in a sacred fire. At least I assume that's what he's been using this entire movie. That's his toes move. Never mind. Can Entei learn sacred? I'm going to look it up afterwards. It's probably harmless. And then as they are going into... Right, before they're blown out of the sky, they're watching the twerps. And Meowth is scoping them out because he says they're walking through the water. And then they're talking about something about getting into the castle. They probably have to, the only way is probably waiting. And Meowth is like, but they're walking. But they're walking, so how can they be waiting? It was some back and forth, waiting. Yeah. And I just thought that was funny. Are they walking through the stream? Yeah. So they're waiting.
They had some amazing lines in this. So once Team Rocket gets into the castle, they make their way into the room with all the Unown that are kind of like, that are in this weird blob, like going around the Unown ball that's like around their psychic energy.
Team Rocket finds the Unown ball.
And Meowth says, they kind of look like alphabet soup without the soup. And then James says this fucking amazing line, which is, I haven't seen this many letters since the last time I placed a personal ad. I could not believe that line was in the movie.
So I don't fully get that one personal ad.
So have you ever picked up a copy of 7 Days and looked at like the back where you can put like, I'm looking for a single woman.
Gotcha.
Like, that's like a personal ad.
So, yep. Gotcha.
So he placed a personal ad and he got a lot of responses.
Go James.
So that was so funny. I was laughing out loud. I had to pause it. Like I really enjoyed that.
I thought you were going to say something about the hot water line. I'm like, yeah, it was funny.
I don't remember that one. I was typing down the alphabet soup line and then James said that friggin' gold. And I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. I was like, I don't know anything about soup, but if we're not careful, we'll be in hot water.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Definitely not as good of a joke as that.
Yep. So then it starts to get into the battles that we've been talking about. Did I miss something?
We did. Yeah, we did go over, initially, before the gang even tries to get in and all that, there are like outside attempts to get through the crystal.
Like a bulldozer.
There's a bulldozer that tries to go through. And Molly gets a little bit upset at that and just stomps her foot. And the
crystal grows.
Go wild. The crystal grows and just yeets that bulldozer back. So I have it like bulldozer X, Molly check. Bulldozer 0, Molly 1.
Yeah, that was cool.
And then she sends out an email
an email video message.
An email video message, like, leave us alone.
Yep. That was funny too. I'm like, this isn't really an email. This is a freaking YouTube video. Like, what is this?
It's a video attachment.
But yeah, so that was it just showcases the power that she has over the unknown.
Yep. And then, yeah, this is where we get like the full reveal and the talk down from Professor Oak and all them that the unknown are reality warpers, just casually, which is like, I have at the very end of my notes, power scaling Pokemon is stupid. It is. Because I mean, like, first movie, we're dealing with Mewtwo, waves his hand around, causes an oceanic storm. We've got the second movie, which was the legendary birds just being displaced, causing like phenomena in the weather. And now we just have reality warping.
Yeah. You know, that it fits the theme, that's for sure.
But yeah, so that's all. And something that doesn't come into play for some time, but I still loved that they put it in there, the scene and we were talking about this a little. We cut in randomly, seemingly, to Charific Valley.
Oh, yes.
And we see over the TV screen, I'm sure, like the woman with the green hair and the Charizard with the bow, I'm sure they have names and we're supposed to know them. I'm going to go ahead and make a guess. That one is named Charla. And Charizard, our Charizard, Ash's Charizard,
sees it on the television through the window.
And is like, oh, my boy's in trouble.
I gotta go.
I gotta go.
I have that on my things we forgot about section. The Charizard Island scene, no fucking memory of that.
Yeah.
So we see that. That will come back into play later in the movie. We'll wait to talk about that.
Now it's like we're back to Team Rocket finding the unknown ball, and then I forget how it continues down from there. The team is making their way into the castle. The team has made it in,
and they are...
And we do get a scene of Molly. I don't think she's like seeing anything that's happening in the castle, but she's just... Or, well, no, they do know they're in there, and they're like, they're strong trainers, right?
They see it on... Molly and Delia are looking at it on the TV because the news is recording Ash trying to get into the castle. And then Ash flips around. And that's
when Delia wakes up.
Delia sees Ash's face, and she's like, oh, wait a minute. She's not hypnotized anymore.
I was actually missing that. You're right. That's... yes, Ash is on his way up, and he's being hoisted up by Chikorita and Bulbasaur. And then he slips. Delia wakes up, and then she... is smart and keeps playing along.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Like,
it was not the time to like freak out and try to like.
Yeah, no.
And I mean, like, going on.
I kind of like it because it's then like, because I mean, ultimately there's no true villain of this movie. I'd say the closest is the unknown, but they're just existing.
Yeah.
They're just existing and going off the whims of a child.
Of a very upset orphaned child.
It's a very upset orphaned child who is like just barely lost her father.
Exactly. So like, I actually love that about this movie.
So like Delia doesn't wake up and then just go off.
Right.
Like, no, she's calm and she's like, I'm going to just wait a minute.
It makes this movie almost a little bit more realistic than some of the other ones. Yep. Even though it's not realistic.
Like, there's conflict.
But it's like the conflict is not like some crazy fucking professor that like, or like collector who is trying to capture a legendary Pokemon. The conflict is caused by a legendary Pokemon that's been let out of ruins because of research that's been happening that has attached themselves psychically to this sad little girl.
Yeah.
Which is cool. So I really like that about this movie.
And then we get to Molly saying that she would like to be a Pokemon trainer too. And it's like, because I'm trying to remember what her specific line, or she was like, I wish I could be older so I could be a trainer too. Entei was like, you just have to imagine it. Mm-hmm. Then she goes to sleep. Entei leaves, starts like, I don't think he's flying, but in my head for some reason, it's just like soaring through this like chamber. And then like a dream Molly spawns on his back. And I mean, it seems like it's still her, like her consciousness is still streamed through it.
But it's not the actual Molly.
Yeah, it's not physically her.
And then So then we get to the scene where she battles Brock, but she ages herself up.
Yeah.
So she's a grown woman.
She aged herself up and she meets up with the group. And Brock's got some good emotional intelligence for his faults.
Sure.
Like he knew right away, like, are you Molly?
Yeah.
Like he knows what he's fucking doing.
Right. He's smart. I have to say, grown up Molly loved the character design. Loved the outfit, loved the hair, loved the earrings.
Okay.
Little unknown, little earrings. Super cool character design. So I really appreciated that.
Yeah. And then we
talked about that battle a little bit already.
I just have to, like, Onyx got obliterated. That Fampi one rollout.
Yep. All of Brock's Pokemon got destroyed. Zubat, Vulpix, and Onyx.
I mean, like, and just I have to touch on Molly. Her Pokeballs are really cool. And then they added, like, it's a different sound when she's sending out her Pokemon.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, it's like a almost a lower.
Love the attention to detail on that. That's cool.
I do like that they made it different since, they're not real.
So Brock gets creamed, and then
we go to the beach,
which is where Misty steps up.
And then Molly ages herself down again.
Yep, because Misty's like, you don't. Because Misty's like, I'm a gym leader, and she's like, oh, you don't have to be an adult to be a gym leader. Okay, I'll make myself your age. Like,
and then I just have it in my notes. Papa knows. But I think that was more towards the, like, before they entered this chamber. It was like he noticed that Ash was moving on ahead or something like that. Yeah, I think so, because I have it placed right before Misty versus Molly in my notes. So it's probably like right then he noticed, like, I'm going to follow you still.
Yep.
And then, so I think we only see Misty and Molly fight with 2 Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't recall.
Because I have it in my notes, like, right after.
Something happens.
It's Goldeen versus Kingdra, then it's Staryu versus Mantine, and then we just cut to Ash finding his mom.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, and Ash is in the chamber with his mom and Molly.
And Molly wakes up.
And once she starts hearing, like, oh, I'm not your real mother, we need to leave, which, by the way, I like immediately we lead in with Molly needs to come with them.
Yeah.
It's not like, hey, they're just going to leave her here because she's the one doing this. It's like,
no, you could, like, we'll support you. Like, we can be your family. Like,
she needs help still as well. But, of course, as she is still the root, well, not quite the root of the chaos happening at the moment, she gets very upset, and I forget how things change from there. I think Entei comes back into the room. I know Molly gets upset.
The crystals grow crazier.
Grow crazier.
I have
Ash confronts Entei right after that, so I think probably some stuff in the room gets destroyed.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly what happens. One of my notes is...
They end up in, like, a big crystal chamber with a wall separating them and all that, and then you have...
Oh, yeah, they're trying to leave, and then Delia is separated from Ash.
Yes.
And
then Ash confronts Entei saying, like, she is Molly's mother now.
I don't remember what line happens, but Entei replies with, I am no illusion. And then he roars. And I loved that.
I remember that, and I think...
Because somebody's trying to say, like, this is not real. Like, trying to tell Molly that he's not actually, your dad. It's an illusion. And I am no illusion.
I think that is right here where that happens. If not, then it's later on.
And then this is when...
So the fight ensues. Ash tries a few different Pokemon versus Entei. Not working.
Nope.
It ain't happening. Pikachu comes in at the end. It not doing anything.
Nope.
Like, Entei is actively... doing this, like, leap towards them. Pikachu lands a Thunderbolt. Nothing. Entei full blast. Pikachu, Ash being me in tabletop, running in to save his Pokemon, which gets them both
knocked over the edge,
blown out the side of the building.
And so they're falling.
Oh, no, they're falling. Totally, our main character they're
gonna smash on the ground,
smash into the crystals, and then.
Who comes?
Charizard!
that random scene that led to this, because of course it would.
Charizard Ex Machina.
So Charizard swoops in and saves Ash, and then Charizard starts battling Entei.
Zard versus Entei.
And it's a very epic battle.
Oh, yeah. And, well, I loved they had this whole line after Zard came in of, like, it was something about something like Entei is saying, you think you can defeat me, blah, 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 something about Pokemon being their family, which also back to Pokemon Tabletop, that's kind of a big thing for my character too. So I just kind of liked the Entei saying like that I will defeat your family.
Yes.
Bring it on. And so just Zard versus Entei, all of Zard versus Entei.
It was very good. It's a long scene.
It is a long fight, like outside the castle, up and around the
crystals
sides
growing.
of the spires, crystals growing actively, both to try and spike Charizard and to help Entei step up. Yep. Yeah. It was just so cool.
It was very cool. And then it ends with Entei stepping on Charizard's neck.
Stepping on Charizard's neck.
Crushing it.
Charging up a blast and preparing like
to kill it, pretty much.
I'm gonna end this.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he said or now to end this or something like that. And then he stopped.
Molly puts a stop to it.
No more fighting.
Yep. Molly doesn't want to see him fighting anymore.
Which I'm thinking about that right now, and I'm thinking about the first movie.
Oh, yes. That's so true. And an interesting parallel.
Yeah. Just because it's like, stop the fighting. Please, just figure this out.
We can't, and like, no more pain, no more suffering. Like, just, I don't want to see it anymore.
Exactly. And then she says that I want things to be real.
And I kind of thought that was going to be the end.
Nope.
It was not the end.
The Unown are unstable. They
have too much power. They've lost control.
Too much psychic energy.
They cannot stop.
Cannot stop. And so they have to track them down.
They find them in the little
unknown ball.
The little blob of unknowns.
And of course,
freaking
they
out,
are protecting themselves. There's a barrier, and
Ash tries to run in.
I was gonna say because Misty said something. We've got to try something, or somebody's got to do something, or something like that. Ash immediately just runs head first. Ash uses his head.
And it does not work.
No.
Needless to say.
No. He gets blown back, and then all the Pokemon jump in and try to help.
It's not working.
Charizard and Pikachu together aren't enough. And then... actually, yeah, because Entei had... So... when Molly had stopped Entei and then the whole castle starts going crazy with the crystals spreading and erupting, Entei did everything to clear the way for everyone else to go. Entei didn't come along at first.
Yep.
Then, out of a wall, comes blasting in Entei, ready to go. And even he's having trouble getting through the unknown.
But Molly just needs to believe in him.
He just needs the power of a child's love and belief.
Believe in me if that is what you wish.
Date bio.
I don't know when this line comes in, but Entei says, I was happy and proud to be your father. And it destroyed my heart.
It is definitely like as he's fading away.
Yeah. I could not with that line.
It was
so Molly does believe in Entei. Entei defeats the unknown, and then Entei says, I was happy and proud to be your father.
Yeah.
Then he's gone.
Entei stops the unknown, and the crystal starts to recede. The unknown go home. The tile pieces fall out of the sky and then disappear into blue particles.
And the other thing that Entei says is, keep me close in your dreams, which is what her father says in the very first scene before he leaves. And I actually restarted the movie because Entei says, keep me close in your dreams. And I was like, I think the dad said that. Restarted the movie, watched that scene again. It's exactly what he said. It's such a sweet and touching movie.
It's
so good.
It hurts me all over again now.
It does, right? It's sad. It's a sad movie, but it has a happy ending because, like we said, once the unknown are defeated,
crystal recedes, the unknown go home, and Hale is back.
Spencer Hale is spat out of that other world.
He's dropped back into the
right
ruins.
Where he was taken away.
We don't get to go to the credits yet, so he's just there for a minute.
He's just there. Who knows what he's doing? He's like, where the fuck am I?
He has to navigate, get out of that place entirely on his own. Just, no big deal, whatever. And then we get to cut to Team Rocket for our usual end of movie. Where are they?
Yep.
Stranded as per usual, although a little bit differently this time because they're stuck inside of the house because there's a whole ton of cops coming with
the
caravan.
Right.
Yes, and it's like they're Team Rocket.
And so everybody comes and so she's not reunited with her father at that point.
No.
It is not until the credits that she gets reunited with her father, which I was like, for some reason I remembered there not being a reunion. So that was something I was pleasantly surprised with.
I mean, that could have just been a thing of like, as a kid watching a movie, who watches the credits?
I turned it off. Yeah.
Movie's over.
I have in my notes things we forgot about. So the first Charizard scene, Charizard saving Ash because he saw him on the TV. Entei defeating the Unown is way cooler and heartwarming than I remembered. And then I have the dad returns with a bunch of exclamation points, chills with a bunch of exclamation points. I thought he didn't return with a bunch of exclamation points.
That was my thing. I was getting all the way to the end of the movie and I'm like, are we going to see dad come back?
Yeah.
And then we got to the scene of him pop out and it's like, okay, cool.
So he's back.
Where's mom though?
Yeah. I thought the mom like fucking died or something. Like,
yeah.
But then we see the credits. That's why it makes so much sense that you said that she was also doing the research. So that she would have came back too because the Unown are like gone now.
And having caught that. So that's why I was like that whole time, like, give them both back. What are you doing? What the hell's happening?
Yep.
Oh, you do?
There it is. And it's a very sweet scene in the credits.
Yes. It's like, because it's when she's like playing with her teddy Ursa and all that. And
so it's been a little bit of time.
And then he comes outside.
Waves to her.
And then she
the mom comes out. And then Molly runs up. It's so cute. Oh. But yeah, the end credits were so beautiful. The song was so perfect. To Know the Unknown. And overall, I said, like, in terms of, is it a good Pokemon movie? I said, it's very different from 1 and 2. We've touched on that. There's no actual like antagonist.
Yep.
But it is a very good Pokemon movie. We see Pokemon help to get them into places. Pokemon help get them out of the situation. Pokemon are the reason why weird things are happening.
Yep.
Like, it makes sense as a Pokemon movie. And it's good. It's really fucking good. And I said it is still one of my favorites, if not my number one favorite. We'll find out once we watch Lucario and the Mystery Mew and the Celebi one, because those ones are also swirling around in my memory.
Which, not to say that is the next episode, because of course not. But the Celebi movie is Pokemon Forever.
Oh, is it really in the next one? So I guess we're watching the Celebi movie next.
If you want to keep going in this order.
I think we should at least do that one next, and then I think we should skip to Mystery Mew.
Yep.
Or we can let's look at the order and then we can decide if we want to skip around. But so overall, it's a pretty simple storyline for a Pokemon movie, but it's actually not.
It seems it. And
on the surface it is, but then you think about it a little bit.
Because you get into the Unown and their reality warping shit.
Exactly.
Dream world, and it's like they could. I mean, simple enough concept.
Sure.
That you can then just take anywhere.
Exactly.
Which that's
why I
lovely freedom of the center point being a 5-year-old girl essentially having access to reality warping abilities.
Which is why I would love to see a mini series of this. Go deeper into every aspect you've introduced in that film. It would be beautiful. Oh my God.
And I just had to say to add this in here because I have to ruin everything. If Pokemon were real and this movie were a real thing, if somehow, we did manage to solve it and survive like they did.
Yeah.
Those Unown would be further researched ad infinitum and then used for battle simulation stuff.
Terrible things.
Who knows what else. Exactly. It would be, they would capitalism the hell out of it.
They would. And they would probably torture those poor Unowns. So
just stay in your home dimension.
It's a good thing that they're not real. I will say Entei is one of my favorite legendaries. Out of the trio, the dog trio, it's my favorite one.
Oh yeah. If it wasn't before, it is now. Watch this
super, super cool. I also love Unown. I love the concept of the Unown. Having this lore to them makes me like them way more. So, overall, like super, super good for me. I am so happy that we finally rewatched it because it's been swirling around in my head and I was getting nervous last night before I started. I was like, is this going to be as good as I remember? And it was better than I remembered. So
it was really good.
I was really happy with that.
This is the one they need to, well, I don't know, because they ruined the remake for you. I was going to say this is the one they need to.
If they remade this movie, which I would be open to, if they did it well, they would have a shot at like making this movie even better. But they also have a shot at making it worse.
Remaster.
Like the remake.
Remaster in 2D. Keep the unknown in 3D like CGI. And then just crank all that up to 11.
Yep.
Like I think
maybe like change the rating. Like make it PG-13 or something. Like that'd be cool. Make it a little darker. Like go deeper into the unknown lore. Like maybe the mom and dad don't come back. Like, you know, like come on.
They'll never do that.
No. What is Detective Pikachu rated?
I think that's PG-13.
Okay. So they've gone up a little bit, but maybe not with any of their animated stuff. So hey, their fan base is mostly adults now. Let's get some freaking Pokemon Dark remakes. Anyways,
I'd be down for that. Give me a gritty Gen 5.
Yes. Oh my God. Anyways, overall, super pleased, super happy we finally got to that.
Yes. I didn't remember much from the movie besides mainly like Entei speaking, and there's Unown, Crystal's little girl. That was pretty much my memory of this movie, and now it's like, no, that's really
good. A solidly really fucking good movie. So I hope you enjoyed this is our third movie review because this is our fourth. Technically,
this is the third one.
Because we did technically review the remake.
Oh, well, yeah, but that was
part of one.
And you were the only one that watched it as well.
This is true. So
I mean, I've watched
officially,
it,
this is our third one. We have watched 4 movies, or I have watched 4 movies. But stay tuned. We will be continuing to review more movies. We like doing this.
Nowhere near done.
Nope. And then, like we said, we'd love to get our phones hooked up so we can show you some TCG Pocket. We'd love to get our Nintendo Switches hooked up so we can show you some gameplay. We got all sorts of fun stuff coming up. We even have an idea for an April Fool's episode, so you have to stick around for at least like 5 more months so you can watch that. So anyways, thank you so much for tuning in to episode 12 of Team Yap, the Pokemon podcast. I can't remember what I say before you wrap it up, so now you're going to wrap it up.
Thanks for listening.